You know, the more I play Forward Vape Neuvillette, the more I'm really liking playing him with Nahida. But as I mentioned before in part 1 of an ever-growing series of videos on Forward Vape Neuvillette, the problem with playing with Nahida is that you end up having this overwhelming Dendro application that you can't make an underlying Hydro Aura with. We've already talked about how you can solve this because you can't basically do Kazuha swells in this particular team, but at the same time, there are some other solutions that I haven't talked about that can also increase the amount of damage that you're doing with Neuvillette. We're here with Daddy Neuvillette and of course the Big Frog from one dragon to another. Now, I'm going to go through 3 different kinds of solutions and they're all sort of ranging from pretty straightforward to very interesting. So, the first one is going to be Barbara. Now, the reason why Barbara Ikuyo is actually a very interesting choice is because Barbara has a constellation that is called Vitality Burst C2. Decrease the cooldown of your skill, whoop-de-doo. During the ability's duration, your active character gets 15% Hydro damage bonus. Now, for me, my Kazuha is an 810 EM Kazuha, so I get about 38% damage bonus, or no, it's more like 30%. Either way, Barbara, just by using her skill, is half my Kazuha swell damage bonus. So, let's do this. If you're going to use Barbara though, and this is Sack Frags Barbara, you kind of need to do a normal attack with Nahida like that in order for the Dendro damage, or rather for the Dendro app to actually stay. Because if you just use Nahida's skill after Barbara shenanigans, the reality is you're going to end up with an ironically like too strong sort of Hydro Aura. But you can see that we are getting some pretty big charge attacks coming out of Neuvillette. Now, of course, if you're going to use someone like Barbara, you're going to have to just take into account that she is another Hydro character. So, as a result, you're only going to be doing 2 stacks with Neuvillette unless you have C1. So we do have a few other options to look at. We're here with Dori and Masanori. So, you can use other Electro off-fielders like Miko, A, Fischl, Beidou even, if you can get her energy up. You can also use Shinobu as an Electro healer if you want, but Dori does have a little bit better range, and also this is C4 Dori, which means we also have some better energy recharge just for the entire team, which is going to be really useful. So we are going to need to do a normal attack in order to get the Electro charge, but after that, we just start popping off. Now, my numbers on this team are going to get a little bit overinflated, mainly because I have C2 Nahida, and so it's a direct result of that. There's some damage reduction that is happening because we're doing quicken reactions with Nahida and Dori, and also we're also doing aggravated spread, which is exactly how C2 Nahida works. You get a lot of defense shred because of that, so keep in mind you're not going to necessarily have as high of a damage difference compared to, let's say, C2 Barbara, because if you don't have C2 Nahida, then you're not going to have that defense shred, which is why this final option that I am suggesting in this video is actually a lot stronger than what it appears to be in these comparisons, because we're talking about Layla, specifically Constellation 4 Layla. Quote, when Knights of Formal Focus starts to fire off shooting stars, it'll grant all nearby party members an effect that causes their normal and charge attack damage to be increased by 5% of Layla's max HP. And it's basically one charge attack tick that'll do it, so that's the idea. These stars will last for up to 3 seconds. They will be cleared after 0.05 seconds of a normal charge attack being hit. This is why I like to bring Layla with my Frostloy team. This is why I like to bring Layla with my Forward Vape Neuvillette team. And with Cryo, the fun... Oh, why is this a Hydro Dragon? God dang it! Why are you a Hydro Dragon? You're so cringe! And what's also great about bringing someone like Layla being a Cryo character is that Cryo and Dendro can coexist. Which means we have the 2 auras, we can actually just do that, And you know, by doing that just then, we got 2 stacks of our passive, which means this is also another 3-stack team. Alternatively, you can actually just go through the whole rigmarole before even like jumping into Neuvillette, and you will be able to get 3 stacks of Neuvillette's bonus. In fact, we'll do that right now. You can actually just start with the cryo application into the Dendro application, and hell, even chuck out the pyro as well. And just like that, we have our 3 stacks. And notice how our charge attack damage was maxing out at pretty much the same amount. Why is my computer lagging? But basically, our charge attack damage was maxing out at the same amount as when we were doing C2 Nahida shenanigans. Just like that. So, yeah. Basically, you have a lot of options for Forward Vape Neuvillette. You don't have to use Kaz, you don't have to use Zhongli, because of the fact that you are probably going to have a really hard time getting an underlying Hydro Aura. Instead, you can use characters like Barbara, who can provide you with a straight up like damage bonus of 15% just by simply having her skill active, or you can bring characters like Yelan as well, who also can provide you with a damage bonus, but obviously it's a little bit wasteful to use Yelan with a Neuvillette team because he's not doing normal attacks, he's doing charge attacks, right? Eventually, maybe one day there will be other characters that can provide you with a damage bonus. Fossil so you have some other alternatives there. Otherwise, you also have characters like Dori, Shinobu, Miko, etc. If you happen to be using C2 Nahida, then that's going to be even better. But otherwise, if you don't have C2 Nahida, you can still use your Electro characters as a way of producing Quicken, preferably with an underlying Electro Aura. It is a little bit tricky to do that though, so they're not as reliable as, say, Cryo characters for doing just like the whole rigmarole into the Neuvillette shenanigans. Instead, you're going to probably want to do your Electro Charge beforehand, because your stacks can last for a good solid half-minute anyway, so that should be fine. Otherwise, my personal recommendation is probably going to be High Constellation Layla. Yeah, she's not a healer, so you're going to need to be a bit more skillful in using both Layla and Nahida and make sure they don't get killed, but otherwise, you can use her and she can provide a pretty meaty shield. At this point, I'm just building her 4-piece tenacity because I'm lazy. Full HP, sack sword I think is really good because it can allow you to refresh the shield at any point in time that you want. So that's basically the weapon that I've chosen to use. And this is the same build that I'm using with Frostlaw as well, for those who are wondering. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. What the hell else can I cover with regards to Forward Vape Neuvillette? Let me know in the comments, because this is like part 3 of maybe 3 videos on Forward Vape Neuvillette, and then we'll just move on to talk about something else. Fossil laws. But I don't know. Either way, like, again, the more I play Neuvillette and the more I play Forward Vape Neuvillette, the less I find myself liking Taser Neuvillette, Freeze Neuvillette, Hyperbloom Neuvillette, Mono Hydro Neuvillette. Yeah, those teams probably do more damage, but oh my god, this team just feels so much more fun to play, in my opinion. And of course, it's a team that you could use Dahaya in, it's a team that you could use Nahida in and do really, really well. It's a team that definitely makes use of Layla's constellations. Oh, and also, one other thing I forgot to mention, with regards to alternative characters to Nahida or Baiju, there is also potentially High Constellation Kirara. C4 Kirara is a thing which allows her to actually be an off-fielder. I don't have that, so I haven't tried it yet, but if you have High Constellation Kirara, let me know if her Dendro application is fast enough for Forward Vape Neuvillette. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Dead. Buckle up. Inferior. Inferior. The eye sweeps the lands.
Bow your head.
The Temple of Wisdom. Yeah, yeah, grow
Silence!
Lightning falls on the land of eternity. Euthymia crumbles before me.
Oh, that was well timed. Watashi wa帰ってきた! What the fuck? Oh dear.